part 2 of the video, March 13th, 2017, Minister Kujenga Elia Ashe, ambassador to the United Nations for the Hebrew Israelite nation scattered to the four corners of the earth. We talked about being Edenites as an overall term. Our children, our grandchildren need to pick up on that term. The reason that I push that even above being Hebrew Israelite nation is because we need a general term for all of our people. And eventually all the people of the world need to feed into that term. That's my humble suggestion. Here, this picture of a Johann the Immerser baptizing Yahshua the Messiah, or John the Baptist baptizing Jesus the Christ, if you want it in English. My wife did that lovely drawing some years back. She is a world-renowned artist. And that portrait is more correct historically than the other photographs you see of the Michelangelo European types. That's correct in terms of the color of the people, the original Hebrew Israelite people that lived in that area during that time period. And that's what we want to do. We want to try to be more correct. We want to try to get closer to total truth. This photograph here is one when I was in Rome, Italy. This is a picture of me in Rome, Italy in 1987. I had just returned from Libya, where I had met with the president of Libya, along with all the Native Americans who went on the trip with us, and I was also deemed as one of the Native Americans, as well as being an African American, an American African. And this is in a hotel in Rome in 1987. I'm dating myself a little bit now. I did some study there, and we were there after we left Libya. We had to go there to get to Libya, and we had to leave Libya and go back through Rome because there was no direct flights back in those days to Libya. Probably still aren't. This photograph here, Dr. King and former President Barack Obama. Dr. Martin Luther King, I feel, was a much greater moral individual than President Obama. But President Obama could not have existed. He would never have been president without the civil rights movement and the work that Dr. Martin Luther King did. That's my point. Whether you like Obama or not, his name, Abba Ima in the ancient Hebrew, and the Arabic, Abba Ima becomes Obama, meaning father, mother. I wrote him a letter and told him that some years back, but he would never let my wife and I come to the White House. Dr. King's civil rights movement led to him being president of the United States. Finally, on December 27th, 2008, my wife, the lovely Mrs. and Priestess Khadijah Lene Ashe, and I were married in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And this is a photograph from our wedding. And I show you this because we need to have more families, and we need to have more husbands and wives working together, taking care of the families. We are a paradise couple. I use these photographs as an example because we've got to come together, people. Even with the European Americans or the white people who are progressive and conscious or gaining more consciousness. We've got to come away from all this hatred and malice and prejudice that we have, and we've got to let them in and let them help where they can help. Where they can't help, don't worry about it. Where they can help, let them in to help. The world will not be safe and will not be right until we as Edenites rise to the top and all the people of the world begin to realize that they are also connected to the Most High, by whatever name they call the Most High. And that realize that spirit is primary, not matter, not physical things. Thought comes first. Nothing happens without thought happening first. The economic rights movement was a thought that I got from the Most High. The economic rights movement is gathering all people together who are doing projects to bring about income equality. And in this era, when we have a Pharaoh or president that knows not Yosef, that knows not the prophets, we're going to have to organize and pull together, first amongst ourselves, but not fight amongst ourselves. 73, 74, 75 Muslim groups, denominations, 40 or so Christian denominations, all of the Buddhist different sects, all of the Kimite different sects, all the Moabite different organizations. We've got to stop in-house fighting. We've got to come together. That word Edenites is very important. We need a salvation theology, a theology that saves us both in this world and the world to come. Of course, I have a book entitled Salvation Theology, which is 2,000 pages plus. It's on Amazon Kindle. I haven't pushed that. I'm not pushing that now. I've got an Eden's History book, 2000 and Beyond, which will be in hard copy very soon. I've got a book called Third Millennium Prophets. All of these are the works that I produced while I was in prison. And don't be shocked when I said I was in prison. I was in prison on a false charge. Don't be shocked when I say I was in prison, because you're still in prison under the evil system of monopoly finance capitalism. That's what the economic rights movement deals with. We've got to get free. And one day we are going to be free from monopoly finance capitalism, which is the big banks, the huge insurance company, the trillion-dollar companies like the Chubb Group of insurance companies. And I'm a descendant of, as I was told by my grandfather, Thomas Caldecott Chubb, who owned the World Trade Center. The World Trade Center was rebuilt by the Chubb Group of insurance companies. This is the second part of the video. I may have to make one more part because I know your attention span is short. I'm giving you a lot of information. So at this point, I'll pause and let you think about the economic rights movement. Think about how we must get free from monopoly finance capitalism and the big banks, the credit cards, the debit cards, the money, the fiat money, and all of that. And how we must pull together in unity and in love. Thank you.